one of the biggest issues in dating and in, when it comes to men and women is Captain Save-A-Hose. Men that are so willing to sacrifice so much to help save women or help women in certain circumstances or do whatever to their own detriment, right? Like there's so many things that women choose on their own, decisions and all these their choices that they made in life to get them into the horrible position that they are in because most likely they're not the greatest of people. But when men see them in this position, we just feel, oh, and then we just want to help and save them. It's built into us, which is a good thing. That's why society has lasted so long, but it's a bad thing because these women don't deserve it. Why are you going out risking your livelihood, risking your life, risking your finance, risking a lot just to help out someone that doesn't care for you, that doesn't even know that you even exist sometimes, depending on, whatever it is. So this is why so many single moms just look at to men to just save them. Because there's Captain Save-A-Hose. Back in the 50s, 70s or so, single moms were actually getting wifed up pretty frequently because that generation was just a lot more, I guess, simpy and Captain Save-A-Ho like. Now that men have realized all those men that just got screwed over, you know, picking single moms, dealing with the single mom, single child, and all these things, they're not doing it anymore. The younger generation now has seen, and plus the internet, plus channels like this, what's going on when it comes to single mothers and how women kind of try to shame men into taking the mantle of saving them, right? They want Captain Save-A-Hose. They just want the rich, handsome ones. So, I have a video with Anton just talking about it and going over one of these women's that just try to pretend like we're the evil ones because we decided we have agency in our own lives.
I have been wanting to share something that has felt edgy and vulnerable, and something that I really want the men to hear. Women are tired. The feminine is
And
tired, and I have been feeling
it's like, you don't think men are too? That's the thing. Like, women are tired. So are men. Men are more tired because we carried more of the burdens.
it. I have been seeing it. I have been witnessing it and having conversations with women who are really struggling right now. From single mothers, too many single mothers I know that don't have the fathers present
Is that
in
our fault?
relationship to the children or even financial support. And this is coming from a woman that was raised by a single mother and an immigrant that had 2 children. My mother had 2 children. The
You just keep on listing those victim Olympics, scenarios. Yeah, I was an immigrant. Oh, I had a single mother mom. She had 2
age
kids.
of 19.
Go on.
So it's hard to witness. And then single women that don't feel like there are enough good men out there to rely on.
Let me ask y'all a question. And this is a serious, honest to God question that I would like for y'all to answer in the comments and let me know what y'all thoughts are. Why should we care?
I have no good answer for you, Anton. We shouldn't. Why should we? Like, there is no reason for us to because they are nobodies to us, especially the single mothers, right? We have our own families. Why would we want to pull ourselves down to deal with single mothers, give up more resources than necessary to deal with someone that might be ungrateful?
Seriously,
I don't have
why
an
should we
answer.
care in like as a group? I think that we need to start becoming more tribal, individualistic, and then also doing what's best for you. I've always preached and believed, and maybe it's based off of scripture, is that the best way for you to solve a problem is to get the beam out of your own eye.
Correct.
So, for example, my situation is beautiful because I don't have any illegitimate children. I
My
don't
man.
have any scorned women in my background and in my life. My mother is great. Everything is great. My daughter is great. Life is incredibly awesome. Now,
Proud of you, brother.
why should I then put myself in harm's way by subjecting myself to the culture that has been absolutely toxic by people who can't select for themselves the people that they are supposed to be around?
Yep.
If you have the inability to pick the right person, to get married before you carry, why should guys, men in general, especially considering that women have said to decenter men that they no longer care, that they're against the patriarchy, that patriarchy is bad,
I can do it better on my own.
all of these things, right? That not to make a man the foundation of what you, well, that then reflects in what you see happening in society today when women decide that they want to align themselves with the advice of other women instead of falling under traditional family values, and they reject everything that we say or that great men have said that we need to do in order to build a strong society, a strong culture. And now we're supposed to care because you have a self-inflicted wound.
Mm.
Why should men care considering that
That most men don't have kids, right? If it was majority of men that were producing childless homes, I mean fatherless homes, sure, I can somewhat understand that. But no, it's a small percentage of men that are doing that, and a large percentage of women.
you have completely done your own thing, went and got pregnant by guys that you wasn't supposed to be associated with in the first place. You have multiple children out of wedlock. And now we're supposed to pick up the pieces and say, yes, on a broader scope, on a broader scale, right? We're talking about people that have said that they got it. We don't need your help.
Mhm.
You're uneducated. You are less than. We're doing better than you. And now
And yet, there's still Captain Save-A-Hos that want to save these women that don't even see them as a person.
you're supposed to become interdependent on us in order to be able to heal. Now, I'm not obviously putting myself in this situation
Hell no.
because I have broken nothing.
Nope.
And there are a lot of guys out here that have broken nothing. And there are also
Yeah, we're not going to take the responsibilities of irresponsible men.
a lot of guys that are saying, I'm going to stay single and I'm no longer interested in a relationship because what I am witnessing with regard to marriage is not only are you not willing to update family court laws, not only are you not willing to not call me a partner, but instead you would call me your husband, not only are you willing to fall into or not fall into traditional family roles and values, but you're also saying that pick me up after I've already decided that I wanted to have children by the guy that I wasn't supposed to be with in the first place. Wives are reserved for husbands.
Yep.
Hoes are reserved for the
The
people
street.
in the streets. You can't mix the two. And I think that we need to stop commingling. When I was
You can't turn a hoe into a housewife is probably what men try to do the most, right? Men really want to save women. They really want to do that. They want to save women from the sex industry. They save them from, prostitution and OnlyFans and stuff. Men out there are just like, oh yeah, come, I'll take care of you. Men are idiots. We're just so infatuated with women. We want to take care of them, and the only way we know how to take care of them is usually finance.
in school, and I want to finish the rest of this video. When I was in school, in grade school, we separated the children that were good and we put them in the good part of the school with the extracurricular activities, and we wanted to make sure that those children had a chance to exceed their normal environment. And despite where they were born at, they were, obviously raised the right way. And so they were in the AP classes and the accelerated courses, and they all congregated with each other. And then you had
This is very true. When I was, I'm a little bit of both. When I was in elementary school, I came here when I was 5 years old. My English wasn't that great, so I was actually in RSP, which is like remedial class. So I was like in special ed for like most of elementary school and middle school. Then when I got to high school was when I actually had AP classes, and literally all I had was maybe like 20 group of friends that were in every single one of my classes because they were all the same type of people like me that were trying to do their best in academics. So we had all AP classes, and because you have all AP classes, your schedules are going to be almost exactly the same because they have to match these particular classes. So yeah, when you hang out with smarter, like when you belong to a group, you usually hang out with that group and that thing. And I also hung out with the not so great delinquents also. So I hung out with both because I had AP classes with all of my Asian friends, and then I was just a street kid for all of my other street friends. So
Normal, everyday people that still did relatively what they were supposed to do, and they weren't crazy. And so we then had, last but not least, another couple groups of people. One of them that were slower than the rest of us, and they
RSP.
had their own set of classes,
Yep. Again, I had my own set of classes when I was in elementary school.
and they stayed in that class for the whole day. And then we had the class clowns and the people that we knew was destined not to do anything because they just refused to get themselves together, and they had horrible parents. And so those kids stayed in detention, and they stayed in the remedial classes, and we were able to separate so that we knew who was who and what was what. But nowadays, there's no kid left behind. And so everybody is commingled,
Yeah.
and everybody decided that they wanted to get with each other, and nobody is doing what they're supposed to do because everybody think that we're all supposed to be the same. We're not. If there needs to be some level of segregation, it needs to happen when relationships are at the forefront of the conversation. Honestly, that's my personal opinion.
And to lean into during these times. And why I wanted to share this is because it is like this secret conversation that's being had amongst other
secret.
women.
We know.
And then there's a fear of vulnerability of exposing that and sharing that women are leaning on women because there are not enough reliable men to lean on.
No, it's our fault.
But they were
This is
choosing the bear.
Yeah. All right.
really
My
hard.
bad.
What happened to choosing the bear? And that's no bad thing that I'm saying about her, but what happened to the bear?
To share how tired the feminine is.
Isn't it funny how they take every chance to shit on men, crap on men, make men look bad, but then in the end they're like, we want men.
And the world is changing so fast and so quickly, and it's scary. And there are a lot of us that feel like we're holding so much for our communities and for ourselves.
What are you holding?
That it's hard to kind of put it down and to rest. Whether it's for they're holding space, other women are holding space for their children, for their communities, for their families, for each other. And
What, men out there
it's
just
really hard
taking
to
up
feel
space?
like there are solid men within our communities that can hold us so that we can rest for a moment.
We don't want to hold you. We're just going to let you fall. You know that trust fall? You can do this and fall backwards. Men ain't going to be back there.
And I wanted to share this because it's not really talked about.
It's talked about all the time.
It's not really talked about.
They come on the internet crying about their struggles and L's all the time, lady. We watch them. We feature them on the channel constantly.
And I think it's really important for men to hear, for whatever it's worth, whether it's to just check in on the women in your communities, whether they're single mothers, whether they're just sisters out in the world doing their thing, to just check in
Don't do it.
on the women
Don't do
in
it.
your life.
Don't do it.
Ask how they're doing during these times, even at a minimum.
See, all this right here makes certain men feel so guilty that they'll go and do it because they're Captain Save-A-Hose.
For what it's worth.
Nope. Don't you do it. Don't you
do
lift
it.
a finger. Don't you pick up the phone. Don't you do it. You separate yourself. And you focus on the people that you are responsible for. That is
Damn right.
your duty as a man. Don't get distracted. Don't look left. Don't look right. Don't check on nothing. Focus on what you supposed to do so that you don't get caught up in the foolishness.
Please like, subscribe, comment down below. I really appreciate that. And I'll catch you guys next time. Ciao.